Hey everyone! So today, we're going to explore the holy month of Ramadan, but we're looking at it as something way more than just a time of fasting. We're going to see it as a real opportunity for change. We'll be following one family's journey, and through their story, we'll see that the real point of this month goes so much deeper than just not eating or drinking. All right, let's get into it. Okay, let's just start with this quote, because wow, it really sets the stage, doesn't it? It gets right to the heart of what we're talking about. I mean, it basically says that if fasting doesn't actually make you a better person, if you don't stop doing wrong, then what's the point of being hungry and thirsty? This idea, this inner transformation, that's what we're digging into today. So, let's meet the family at the center of our story. It's the very first day of Ramadan, and for them, just like for millions of Muslims all over the world, this is it. This is the start of a whole month that's seen as a chance to become, a better version of yourself. It's about shifting the focus from the stomach to the soul. As the month kicks off, the father sits down to explain its real meaning to his young son, Ayan, and he tells him, look, this isn't just any old month. He explains that something really special happens in the spiritual world that creates this perfect environment for growth and forgiveness. Now, this is such a powerful belief. It completely frames the entire month as a time when God's mercy is just extra accessible. The idea is that the road to doing good things is paved and made easier, while the path to doing bad things is blocked off. It makes it the absolute perfect time to build good habits. And just so we're all on the same page, when you hear about the gates of paradise being open, we're talking about Jannah. This is the ultimate reward in Islam, a place of just pure, eternal peace. So you can imagine how incredibly motivating the idea of its gates being wide open really is. This just lays it out so clearly, right? It shows you the whole spiritual landscape of the month. It's presented as this prime time window for self-improvement. With the doors to good wide open and the doors to bad shut, the invitation for a positive change is about as strong as it gets. So, if the spiritual stage is all set for success, how does that actually play out for you, the individual? Well, this brings us to our next section. The physical act of fasting becomes a tool for a much, much deeper test, a test of your character. And this is where it gets so real. You can just feel for young Ion, right? He's feeling that physical drain from fasting for the first time. But his mom's response is everything. She doesn't just say, oh, you poor thing. She completely reframes it for him, telling him how incredibly pleased God is with people who are patient through their struggles. So a little later that day, Ion's out playing with friends. And you know how it is. It's a situation where he could easily get frustrated or angry, but he doesn't. And a friend actually notices and asks him about it. So, what do you think he says? Why isn't he getting angry? And there it is. In that one simple sentence, Ion shows he totally gets it. The fast isn't just about his stomach, it's about his words, his temper, his actions. That is the real fast. It's a huge moment of understanding for him. And this ties us right back to that quote we started with. See, the real fast is like this complete training program for your soul. It's about learning patience when you're exhausted, controlling your anger when you're provoked, and making a conscious choice again and again to stay away from lies and bad actions. Okay, so this leads to another really beautiful idea. It's the concept that worship isn't just something you do in a mosque. During Ramadan, your everyday actions, when you do them with the right intention, can actually become acts of worship themselves. Think about this moment at iftar, when the family sits down to break their fast. The father makes a special point to thank his wife for cooking the meal, reminding everyone that she did it all while she was fasting too. That simple act of appreciation, of seeing someone else's effort, that is a form of worship. And of course, that doesn't mean you skip the formal stuff. Right after they eat, the father and Ayan head to the mosque for their evening prayers together. It shows this perfect balance, finding God in those small, beautiful moments at home, and also in the community prayers at the mosque. It's not one or the other, it's both. All right, let's talk about our last big theme here. And it is a huge one: generosity. Ramadan is a month where the focus really shifts to community, to charity, and to sharing whatever you have with others. So on their walk home, they see some people by the side of the road who are clearly in need. And this wasn't some planned charity drive. This was just life happening, a spontaneous moment, a real opportunity to do good just popping up in front of them.
And the father, he doesn't even hesitate. He sees the need and he just acts. He goes and buys fresh food and hands it out himself. He's not just lecturing Ion about being generous, he's showing him, living it, right there in that moment.
So why is this so important, especially in Ramadan? Well, the father explains this amazing concept. When you give food to someone so they can break their fast, you get the exact same amount of reward as they get for their entire day of fasting. And the best part? It doesn't take away from their reward at all. It's this beautiful spiritual system where generosity just multiplies the blessings for everybody.
And that brings us right here to our final thought. Seeing Ramadan through this family's eyes really shows us that it's a month designed for transformation, a change in our character, our perspective, and our actions. And it leaves us with a question to think about, no matter what our beliefs are. If you were given a special time that was dedicated to becoming a better person, what opportunity for change would you choose to embrace?